Welcome back to the Kiwi Wedding Podcast. My name is Lydia and I am a wedding photographer at Lydia Rachel Photography and your host. I have been having so many wonderful conversations with you guys lately, and it's so cool to just see every week the weddings that I'm photographing my clients and all the other weddings that all my vendor friends are involved in popping up on socials. And yeah, I just never get sick of the wedding world. I love it. You guys are so creative and really grateful to be a part of this community, especially right here. Today is no different. I had a lovely chat with Melinda. She was recently married at Ātaahua garden venue in the Bay of Plenty. Her wedding was photographed by Ash Muir, and you definitely have to go and check out some of her gorgeous photos, and I absolutely love her dress. We are seeing a lot of that kind of corseted Victorian look coming through, which you may have noticed, but yeah, I think it's just so flattering and beautiful and so cool to see. We chat through their love story, going from friends and flatmates helping each other through their own breakups to eventually finding more than friendship. We chat through the whole planning process, some really difficult family circumstances surrounding those years being engaged and then getting married, which led them to having a secret elopement, which they surprised everyone with later on their bigger wedding day. Melinda shares loads of amazing advice and ideas. We chat through budget, why you might need to think about increasing your bar tab, different ways that you can save. We chat through building special memorable moments into your day and taking time out for just the two of you, and so much more. Let's get right into it. Enjoy episode 83 with Melinda. Hi Melinda, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. So excited to chat all about your story and your wedding.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really excited to tell my story.
Yay. So to get started with, if you could just tell me a bit about you and your partner, how you guys met and your life together.
Yeah, so my name's Melinda Mather and my husband's is Jared Mather. I work for IHC, so I'm a support worker and I look after people with disabilities. And my husband works for the University of Waikato. He's just a student advisor there. And we met through mutual friends years ago, and didn't really become close until we started flatting together. We had both been in long-term relationships, and then we had both split up from that and ended up flatting together. And I guess we were able to navigate like the breakups together and be able to like have a lot in common about what we were going through. And so we became close just as friends in the beginning, and then obviously we realized that maybe this was something a little bit more than friendship. And yeah, so we became really close, and yeah, that was the end of that really. I really love horror movies, and I was always one to go to the movies by myself because I had no one else to go with. And then we ended up realizing that we had so much in common, and he really loves horror movies too. So it was like I finally found my other person that can go to the movies with me. So it was very cool. And we have a huge love for food. So we love to do a lot of traveling and try new food everywhere. So that was really cool that we had that in common as well.
So special. I love those little quite niche things that you just end up aligning on. And yeah, so interesting always to hear from friendships turning into relationships. So yeah, love that. So you guys were together for a while and then got engaged. Can you tell us a bit about your proposal story?
Yeah, so it's quite a funny one. We were down south, just did like a 10-day trip there. And on one of the days, we were going to go up to the Remarkables on the helicopter and do that whole thing. And I didn't really know if he was going to propose on the trip, but I was hopeful, but just wasn't expecting anything. And the night before, he had said to me, oh, I thought you were going to redo your nail polish before tomorrow. And then I was like, Oh, okay. Like you've never asked me anything like that before, so that kind of made me think, oh, something might be happening. So the next day we did the helicopter with some other couples up onto the mountain. And when we got up there, Jared and I never take photos together. Like we always will take one of each other. And so we were standing on the side, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you just stand over there, and I'll get the pilot to take a photo of us?" And I was like, "Dude, this is so sus. Like, that's not, you know." So I was like, "Okay." So then he came over, and he did his whole big speech that he had prepared and got down on one knee. I completely blacked out. Like, I don't remember anything that he had said at the time. And it was winter, so I had gloves on. So all I was thinking was like, I just need to get my gloves off ready to put the ring on. Like, that was, yeah, it was just really cool. And then right after we got engaged and we were celebrating still on the mountain, there was another couple that was with us who were also from Hamilton, and the guy grabbed his girl and then got down on one knee as well. So he obviously was going to propose as well, but Jared had bet him to it. So that was just really, really funny. Just so random that there were going to be two up there. So we got some really cool shots of us like watching over them get proposed when we had just been proposed. So it was just such a like funny story, and the fact that they were from Hamilton as well. And then we got down to the bottom, and the pilot had organized with the staff a bowl of champagne and some glasses. So we all got to like sit together and just celebrate getting engaged. So it was really, really cool, very special.
Oh, such a cool story. And that's so like bizarre that someone else was planning it at the same time. Might have to hunt them down and see what happened with their story. But so cool. And yeah, such an epic backdrop. Yeah, really special memory to have. Love that. Had you been one of those girls that kind of dreamed about your wedding? Did you have a specific vision in mind, what you wanted? And yeah, what were those kind of first steps, finding a venue, all of that?
Yeah, so I kind of always knew that I wanted to have like a garden venue. Like I really love like being outside, and gardens so easy because there's like just so many flowers and things around. So I thought me will be able to cut costs there as well, like free flowers and things. And I always really liked very bright kind of colors as well. So we really went with like a like orange peachy vibes, which was very cool with all the other colors that we were going to put on the tables and stuff. And choosing the venues, we just kind of looked online to see what was around. I always really loved Black Walnut venue in Tauranga, and then also in Tauranga was the Ātaahua Garden venue. So we went and checked both of them out on the same day. And it was so hard to choose between the two. Like we had really had to do pros and cons to both. But when we met Abby and Bridget from Ātaahua, they were just like so easy to talk to. They gave us so much information, like just made it feel like it's such at ease on the day. So we kind of left that meeting feeling really good. And then every time that we would talk together about our wedding, or like, you picture in your head where your wedding's going to be, it was always at Ātaahua. So we were like, that's it, it's made our mind up for us. So it was just easy. And the venue is just so stunning. There's so many different areas to take photos, and where there's different garden areas and beautiful flowers. So it was just like perfect, so easy.
Yeah, oh, it's such a gorgeous spot. Definitely one of my faves. And yeah, it's so nice to just have all the different spaces and you don't have to drive off to go somewhere for photos. Like everything's there. Yeah, so beautiful. Did you have kind of your top priorities for the day? What were like the most important elements that you were thinking about?
Yeah, so because we're massive foodies, we knew that like food was a massive element for us. So that was a top priority for sure. We wanted to make sure that people remembered the food as well, like when they left. I feel like when you've been to enough weddings, you kind of think like, what did I remember from a wedding as well? And you can kind of think, well, for our wedding, we want to make sure that people have the same experience. So food was a massive one, and we had blank canvas catering. Oh my goodness, they were amazing, and people still talk to us about the food. So that was like perfect. And another one for me was photography. I really wanted to have Ashmure, who is a friend as well, and I just really love her style, and it was very just like the vibe that I really like. So I really wanted to make sure that I had her. That was like very important to me, which was perfect. We ended up having her, and it was amazing. So those two were like massive factors for me.
So good. She's got beautiful work and yeah, looks stunning in your photos. Can you tell us a bit about your wedding outfits? You had a beautiful dress. How was that process, finding it, getting it made? Yeah.
Yeah, so I really love like the Victorian era, like very like Marie Antoinette with the corsets and things. So I knew that was always going to be my style, and I know my body shape very well as well. Like a lot of people said to me, just go and try on dresses, and you might end up liking something that's like something you would never wear before. And I did go and try on dresses, which was really fun. But yeah, I still just knew that I wanted like the really tight kind of corset with a bit more of the princess puffy sides. And there was a dress that was kind of like my dream dress, which was from an Aussie designer, but way out of my price range. So my I call her my sister from another mister. Like she's just grown up as my big sister, and she's got her own clothing label and has done a few wedding dresses in the past. So I really wanted her to make the dress for me, but I didn't want to like ask her um, to make her feel like it was like she had to say yes, because at the time she had already had just had two kids under the age of 3 and was pregnant with her third. And so I was like, I don't want her to feel pressured to like having to make the dress for me at the same time. So I kind of just showed her photos of what I was thinking I might get made by somebody else, maybe. And then she came to the conclusion herself that she wanted to make the dress. So I was like, yay, my plan worked all along. So, yeah, it was really special having her make the dress for me. Like, I guess keeping it in the family is what it was like. And it was really special. And we got to have so many like fun fittings together with me holding the newborn baby and her having to sew me into the dress, or the times, multiple times that we broke the zip trying to, oh, it was just like so much fun. And we've got some really cool photos of the behind the scenes as well. So, yeah, so that was like the dress was just so amazing. She made my vision come to life. It was just absolutely perfect. And the veil as well. I had the veil. I always knew I wanted to be quite traditional and have it over my face, and then Jared take it off for the kiss. So I really wanted to find a veil that was like that to kind of stay in the Victorian era as well. And Gabby, who did my makeup, she had like my dream veil. So when I had my makeup done by her, I asked her about it, and yeah, she was luckily she was able to give it to me. Well, I bought it off her, so it was just like so perfect, and it was really cool having her like do my makeup as well as I got to use her veil. So I don't know, I just tied the whole thing together. Everything was so special, and it just looked really, really amazing. So it was just so perfect on the day for my vision.
Yeah, oh, it looks so stunning. I love that. Yeah, there's all those special moments behind the scenes as well. And did you stay in that the whole day as well? Did you have like a party dress or?
Nah, I was like, because there's so much went into making the dress, and I was just like, I want to just stay in it for as long as I can. I think I even when we got back home after the wedding, I stayed in it just as like until I was going to bed. I don't want to not be in this dress. It was so amazing, and it was the you would think with the weight of it that it would be quite heavy, but it actually wasn't. Like it just sat so well all day and perfect. So yeah, it was just amazing.
Oh, I love that. It's kind of a shame that you only really get to wear it for that one day. But did you choose the bridesmaids' dresses as well, or did they kind of pick their own?
Yeah, so I knew because we were having like the peachy orange colors um, all around, and it would be in a garden. I wanted to kind of keep the bridesmaids' dresses very simple, and I decided black would just be. It's just black is so like elegant and timeless. I think like will always look good later on. So I really wanted to stick to something like that, and all the guys were going to be in like the black suits as well. So it kind of like that kind of tied in together while having like the bright orange colors as like all around. So yeah, I had 5 bridesmaids and Jared had the 5 groomsmen, and that was that was like quite easy to choose. Like I just had so many good best friends, and I had met them all at different times of my life, which was really cool. So I had people that were still from my like high school time and who I'd met through mutual friends, going out partying times, I guess, and later on in life. So it was cool having like people from every part of my life as you're growing and learning, So it was quite cool. Very easy decision to make. And I just got them to all choose a black dress of their choice. Like I just gave them kind of like a budget for that, and then they just chose dresses that they wanted. I didn't really care what it looked like or anything. They could just whatever they were comfortable in, really. So yeah, it was pretty easy.
So good. It's pretty decent sized bridal party, but I feel like that really like sets the vibe on the day, makes it so much fun. Just surrounded by all your besties.
Yeah, I think also when you go off to take photos as well, when there's a bigger party together, it's like you're still kind of like you're having a mini party, I guess, because there's a lot of
You're
you
not
around.
missing the big party.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you don't feel like you're missing out on too much because like all your besties are there together. So yeah, it was quite cool.
Yeah, I love that. And how did you go with your guest list? Did you find that quite tricky to narrow down?
So we knew we always wanted to have a smaller wedding. We were always told that a really good idea is like just make a list with who, like everyone you expected from all your years that you would invite, big like family, everyone plus ones, and then see how big that list is. For us, that ended up being around 100 people, which was way too big for us. So from there, you kind of just not being savage, but you kind of like slowly make cuts as to, well, if I haven't spoken to you in the last year, then, I don't feel like I need to invite you to my wedding. And plus ones as well. Like if I, you don't, the thing for us is we didn't want to be meeting people for the first time on our wedding day. That was really important to us. So we ended up narrowing it down to around 80 people, which was quite nice. And then leading up to the wedding, things happen and people can't make it. So the number on the day ended up being around 75 guests. So that was a really good number. We wanted to make sure that we were still able to talk to everybody and have a conversation with everybody on the day. So yeah, it was a good number in the end.
Yeah, cool. It's always interesting to see people's strategy with that because there does have to be some, but yeah, that's a really nice number to land on. Can you tell us a bit about the big day, maybe that kind of week leading up to it, and how it all went? Any highlights or favorite moments?
Yes, so a little bit of a backstory. So from the time that we got engaged to the time that we had set a date was around two years, I think, in between. So in that time, a lot can happen, which did. Unfortunately, my dad was diagnosed with lung cancer, and so it was obviously very important for me to have my dad walk me down the aisle. So when he was in the hospital, which was going to be before the same year, like last year, around March, I think it was, they told us that he had about a month to live. So that night, Jared and I went home and were like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, I need to have my dad walk me down the aisle, and the wedding was in November. So we decided to get married in secret on the following Saturday. And we just had like a very small backyard wedding with a celebrant and just a few family and friends there. Very, very intimate, which was really, really cool. Just so I could have those moments with my dad. We kind of just decided that we wanted to keep it a secret because we had already started booking things and stuff in that time. So when we I guess on the day, I can't remember how we even did it. On the day, we ended up having a celebrant who wasn't a celebrant. We had like a friend who did the ceremony for us. So he was able to tell our big secret on the day, like, the part usually where people go to do the signing of the forms or whatever. We obviously didn't need to do all of that because we like already had done all that before. So on that part was quite cool. He got to kind of announce like, also on this day, Melinda and Jared got married in secret, blah, blah, blah. So everyone was kind of like, what? Like celebrating and stuff, which was really, really cool. And then after ceremony, we had some champagne to celebrate. And then we had 5 photos framed from the first wedding so that everybody could see that as well. So, that was really special. I think that was like the main element for us was telling the secret that we had for like 8 months at the ceremony. So that was like the big reveal was probably the best part of the day for us, I think. Yeah.
Oh, so special to have had that with your dad. And yeah, it's so fun to be like already have the official paperwork done and
Yeah.
then, yeah, surprise everyone.
Yeah. Surprise.
And how did the rest of the day go from there?
It was like perfect. I think because now we were able to have a smaller wedding and a big wedding. The second wedding we weren't as stressed about and making sure that everything was perfect. We were very laid back because we kind of saw the bigger wedding as like our party to celebrate with all of our friends that we had been already married since March. So the rest of the day was perfect. We just wanted it to be very chill. We didn't want it to be like we're away for photos for a long period of time. Like we wanted to still be mingling and stuff. And then Ash would just come and grab us like, hey, let's quickly go do some photos. And then we'd be back and hanging out with everyone and eating and drinking. So yeah, it was just so perfect. It was good.
And yeah, was there anything you found hard? I mean, obviously going through all the stuff with your dad is awful and really tough, but yeah, about the whole wedding planning process, is there anything you kind of look back on and regret or would do a bit differently?
I feel like we didn't really have any regrets. My only thing was, I would say, the bar tab. Like we had a bar tab on, and Abby from the venue had always told us that our bar tab was on the smaller side that she had seen. So we were kind of like, oh, okay, like maybe we'll just need to be prepared to have a little bit more to put on later. And you kind of need to make sure you take into account the weather. Like for us, it was a really, really hot, sunny day. So everyone's going to be drinking more when they're outside. So we were tapped on the shoulder very early on in the day, like when we were still getting photos taken, saying that our bar tab was getting low. So that's just one thing I think from the beginning. I guess we wish we would have put more on, but you just don't know until the day, like what the weather's going to be like. And a lot of people don't really want to be drinking like wines. Then they want to be more on like the pals and the RTDs. So that's something that's more fresh. So that was, probably the only thing I think, really.
I mean, you've never usually planned an event to this scale, most people, so I wouldn't even know what figure you're meant to put on that. Yeah, definitely your venue or your bar or caterers will help with that, obviously. But yeah, such an important thing to consider the weather as well, because that definitely like affects people's behavior for sure. Did you guys have a set budget for your wedding? If you're happy to talk about what that was, or yeah, how you found that whole process, that side of things?
Yeah, so because we had booked the wedding so far in advance, um, the beginning average of weddings back then was around 30K. So that was kind of like what we were aiming was a good number to start with. And then in the end, we were closer to 50K was our final budget. And we even tried to cut costs as well. Like we didn't have a DJ or band. We just made playlists from Spotify that we had Abby play from our laptop and stuff. So we kind of felt like we cut costs then, but then there was still other things as well, like the bar tab and that. So I guess it all adds up. So yeah, so the budget was just under 50K in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty standard these days for that kind of size scale of wedding. So, yeah, but yeah, really helpful to hear. And did you guys go on honeymoon straight away? What did planning that look like?
Yeah, so because we had planned everything so far in advance, we were like, we kind of wanted the honeymoon to be like a little gift to ourselves, I guess, from all the hard work of saving for so long. And um, so, yeah, we planned to go to Fiji a few days after the wedding. I had family here from Holland, so it was important to me to have a few days after the wedding to spend time with them since they'd made the trip here. So yeah, so we went like 3 or 4 days after the wedding for about 12 days. And that was like just so perfect. We got to finally relax after like years of saving and the stress of everything that had happened in that time. And Jared's parents were, we were very grateful they paid for our flight. So that was like one less thing that we had to pay for. So yeah, it was really, really good.
Sounds so good. Were there any sort of helpful websites or apps, different resources you used during the planning process?
Yeah, so we used Say I Do, their website, and they were really good because you put in your details of the wedding and everything, and they will give you a checklist of every month of what you should have already ticked off or have booked or bought or anything. So that was a really, really helpful list. And we also used them for their QR code on the website. We used them on our wedding invitations, so we could keep our wedding invitations quite simple. So people could just scan that and then go onto the website to find out all the information and the address and stuff of where everything was. So that was really cool, really good. And Jared's like very good at the spreadsheets and things. So that was his department. So he was really good at keeping an eye on like where we were up to and stuff and what we needed to order. And I think I just really used Pinterest. Like obviously your vision and style changes over the years, so it's quite funny seeing when you start your Pinterest board till closer to the time what your style was back then. But yeah, there's just so many things out there, so you can see what you're gonna like and stuff. So yeah, Pinterest was a really good one too.
Yeah, such a great tool for just, yeah, pulling that vision and style together. Yeah, did you feel that kind of content overwhelm from social media? Your algorithm kind of knows you're getting married and getting it targeted with all the things. But yeah, were you kind of just like set on what you wanted, or was that decision making kind of easy?
Yeah, it was. I think it was really easy for me. Yeah, you get a lot of the TikToks and all these things, and I think my algorithm is still like that, still all wedding stuff at the moment. But yeah, no, it was. It's kind of cool because you get to see other people's ideas, and you can be like, oh yeah, I like that, or I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, it was all good. You just kind of got to be like confident in what your vision is, and kind of stick to it, else you'll just end up changing your mind all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, so such good advice. Yeah, do you have any advice that you would give to couples that are planning their wedding at the moment?
Yeah, massive one is like don't expect everything to go perfectly, because sometimes it just won't, and you and your partner will be the only ones that know if something goes wrong. Not your guests won't know because you're the one that's doing all the organizing. So honestly, don't stress about things like that on the day. Another thing was one of my friends, she always told me, like, make sure on the day that you have a little moment where the two of you go off together to have some time to just like see everybody that's there to celebrate you. For us, that was going off and sitting together and taking some selfies on our phone in our outfits, like, and having that moment and just having a cheers together. And yeah, and honestly, like, just enjoy the process as much as you can. I just don't think sweat the small stuff. Just do what you want to do, I guess. It's your day, so just enjoy everything. Don't stress about it as much as you can.
Easier said than done,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, such great advice though. And yeah, I love that, just building in the little moment to have together. Like, you often don't get a moment alone on your
Yeah.
wedding day, or just the two of you to like be present, take it all in, have a little catch up and cheers. Yeah, love that. Such great advice. And what is married life like now? Do you feel like you got any of the post wedding blues?
I feel like because it had been so long since we like started organizing things to having the wedding, I felt like it was kind of more like, yay, it's done now kind of thing. Like I feel like now we've finally started our life together. We can, we finally have money again. We're able to like do all these other things because we were just so set on like saving for a couple of years that we weren't really able to do anything. So I feel like, yeah, now we can finally start our lives and get traveling and stuff. So yeah, I feel like yeah, there was no blues, just like excitement that it's finally happened now, I guess. Yeah.
Bit of relief as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Yeah, such good memories. But then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
on with the rest of our life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Amazing. It's been so lovely to chat to you. Is there anything else we missed or that you wanted to add as we wrap up?
No, I just wanted to say like because we had the smaller wedding and the bigger wedding, for couples that I know a lot of couples that don't obviously like being in the limelight or having the big day being all about them. If you're feeling like you want to elope, but maybe your family doesn't want you to, or whatever, like honestly, just do it. Like from having the two weddings, when you're standing up there in front of your husband, you only see them. I wouldn't even have been able to tell you who was sitting in what chair. Like you're just focusing on them and the celebrant. So if you want to have the small wedding, do it. Don't feel like family need to be a huge factor for you. Like just it's your day, it's for you. So just really enjoy it and yeah, just do it. You know?
Yeah, love that. Such good advice. I think, yeah, there can be so many family opinions or expectations put on you in that season, but yeah, something really special and intimate about just eloping or keeping it really small, and save a lot of money also if you only do that. So, yeah, something to think about, and you might feel selfish, but it's about you guys and your love at the
Exactly.
end of the day.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly.
So good. Amazing.
Thank you so much. I had the best time.
Yay. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.